Alright, welcome guys to our podcast. My name is Putra Sirajuddin Daniel, and this is my friend
I'm Ilham.
This podcast is for our final project. We are from student from MSU. So our guest for today, we everything our guest is Nigel Spark.
Hi guys,
From Kids
hello.
Alright, today we will talk about basically the journey about Cap City, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright. So, how about you?
I'm good. Very good.
Alright.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's just not waste our time.
Yeah.
Okay. For first question, I'm just gonna ask a very simple. I want to know more about yourself first.
More about myself.
Yeah.
In which aspect? Like,
Your background.
Okay,
where
so-
you from?
born and raised, Subang, Jaya.
Wow.
Nigel Sparks is my stage name lah, basically.
Oh,
So, I've always been into hip hop. Always into very heavily influenced by hip hop, and that's why I kind of adopted the cap wearing culture. So
I see.
yeah, and then I started working for a local company, fashion company, and then after that, worked for 2.5 years there, and then I started my own brand. So my first brand is actually called Negative, and then 3 years later, I started the Cap City. And the Cap City now is actually, a lot of people don't know, Cap City is dah 10 tahun dah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I pun baru tahu ada 10 tahun.
Tak buat research ya. Yeah, dah 10 tahun. So,
Alright. So, kenapa dia nama Cap City?
so sebelum Cap City ni, tak ada pun kedai jual topi dekat Malaysia. So, kita boleh kirakan nombor satu lah. First, kedai yang jual topi sahaja. So when I first had the idea of starting a cap store, I wanted it to be a very simple, straightforward name for people to remember and terus boleh dapat Cap City tu jual apa. Jual topi lah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and yeah, that's why we came up with the name. So just for your information, before this, I like I said, I have a brand called Negative, and I went a bit too deep lah, I must say, with the name of it. Everyone thought, why so negative? Why so negative? Kenapa you start satu brand nama dia negatif kan? Kenapa negatif sangat? Tapi actually sebaliknya dia ada dia punya meaning.
Yeah.
Tapi I rasa tu mungkin time tu I muda lagi. So I went a little too deep with the name.
Alright.
But actually the brand stands for everything that is positive. So when I started Cap City ni, I wanted to have a change lah. Just straightforward.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Before you, okay, so basically Cap City ni you just macam rebranding or memang different from yang first you
Previous
buka?
unit business.
Okay, so Cap City ni dia ada two phase. First, the first phase was when I first started it was a multi-brand store. So dekat Cap City ni you boleh dapat international brand punya topi. So kita ada banyak lah international brand dari US, dari Hong Kong, Taiwan, Jepun, local pun ada. So imagine it as a handbag store that you get Gucci, you get LV, but it's all in one store.
Yeah.
Tapi khas untuk topi sahaja. So from the first year to the 8th year, we were doing international brands. At the same time, still selling our own negative products. Then the last 2 years, we rebranded it from a retail store. Now the Cap City is a brand. So kita keluarkan produk diri sendiri dengan design diri sendiri. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Alright.
yeah. So
Alright.
a lot of people today know Cap City as the brand,
Yeah.
not the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so for you lah, maybe kita akan keluar sikit from Cap City. I want to ask you, for you, culture business in Malaysia, you rasa boleh pergi worldwide or tak?
Boleh?
Boleh. Then
Boleh? You rasa tak boleh ke?
no, no. Basically, from my opinion, I think Cap City boleh. And sorry for mention, SVG, you know SVG, Super
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah. Dia orang boleh sebab same lah macam you punya, diorang punya idea, you punya idea. So macam susah lah orang nak fikir macam kita punya orang business punya mentality and orang biasa punya mentality kan different. Yeah. So basically for me boleh, but ada brand yang for me akan drop. Yeah. But yang I mention tadi tu maybe boleh.
I mean, to your question, adakah saya rasa local brand boleh keluar Malaysia? Itu mesti boleh lah. Like, of course, there will be some that cannot make it.
Yeah.
So it's natural. Yeah. It's common lah.
Okay, I memang dah lama nak tanya. Yes. I nak tahu macam mana you come out dengan you punya all the designs dekat you punya cap. So, what's your inspiration something? Sebab I tengok banyak you punya, every time kalau I tengok you punya live and I tengok topi-topi you semua very memang cantik-cantik lah. So I nak tahu macam mana you come out with that design.
Inspiration can come from everywhere lah.
Yeah.
Kan? So we just want to design something that is close to us, right? Design and products yang customer kita boleh rasa bangga bila diorang dapat. Designs yang diorang boleh relate. Like for us, if you see we have a N9, we've came up with an N9 design.
Yeah.
So the N, if you look carefully, there is actually element of the Minangkabau on the font.
Yeah.
So on little things like that, we try to incorporate our own culture into the design. So if you ask me inspiration, where do we get it from? Like I said, it depends, right? So sebelum kita keluar topi N9, kita pun ada turun N9 Negeri Sembilan juga, just to see the culture, understand, speak to the people there, learn their language, diorang punya slang. So we still have to do some homework, but basically inspiration can come from everywhere lah. Yeah, I can't specifically tell you how do we design it, but dia macam tu lah. Kadang-kadang we're still working on a few designs for other states like Malacca and maybe Terengganu, states yang kita belum buat lagi. So kita pun tengah study lagi, tengah nak faham. And we don't want to rush, sebab bila kita rush tu benda tu mungkin tak biasa.
Yeah.
Kan? So for us we had A star for Alo Star. So we figured like we want to put an A and with a star in the middle, and then it became Alo Star. So things that click, things that make sense. As long as it makes sense and if it hits, then okay lah. Kalau tak, susah juga. Banyak juga design kita reject. Yang korang mungkin tak pernah tengok sebab dia tak kena lah. Yeah.
So now you focus on doing design about states.
That is one of the goal. Tapi ada juga kita buat macam Saga cap. We did a cap for Saga. So people who are car enthusiasts, orang yang maybe they have interests with Saga because it's like our first national car. So we did a cap for that as well.
Yeah.
So not necessarily states only, but anything to do that is close to us lah. Yeah.
Right. So, I have one question for you, but maybe last lah, maybe hujung-hujung. So, I wonder, I nak tanya, macam you T-shirt keluarga. Why keluarga?
I feel like that's what we, as a team, that's what I want for the team, for the environment, like for us to feel like we're a family. So it's some designs that you see is very close to me, personal punya preference, and so basically a lot of the designs come out from what do we want for ourselves first. Sometimes it can come off quite selfish, but if being selfish also serves others, then why not? That would be the perfect world. You know, sometimes you as an artist, you cannot always just think about what do you want, because maybe that's not what most people want. And if you can live with that, sure. But so finding that balance is very important lah. And keluarga was something that I felt like us as Malaysians can definitely relate. I know a lot of my friends and people that I know value family, right? And I do as well. So I said, why not? And we started working on it, and it's one of our best seller sampai hari ni. So it's just what we want to paint the canvas, right? If today I give you guys a blank canvas, what do you guys want to draw? What do you guys want to put on the canvas? Apa yang korang akan lukis? Dia mesti start from somewhere that it hits you, right? Maybe you don't, just saying, right? Maybe you don't value family as much, but you value friendship, brotherhood. And that will be the first thing you start drawing, brotherhood. How do I draw brotherhood, right? Because that's the message that you want to send out. That's the thing that you want to express.
All right.
So for me, that's how I wanted to express Cap City. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. I dah nampak before this you punya video, like you pernah buka kat Sabah, and then dekat Mid Valley, and I macam mana? Kalau I lah, kalau jadi dekat tempat you kena tutup, I dah give up lah. I dah memang dah tak boleh nak fikir. So I nak tahu macam mana you boleh still encourage diri you yang just keep moving forward.
You kena ada passion ah. I know it sounds cliche, a lot of people said it before, but I feel like passion feels patience. Kalau you ada passion, you akan ada patience. Faham tak? A lot of people want to see it now. If I fail now and that's it. But I always feel like what happens later I fail. What if I succeed again? Right? People don't see the bigger picture. Right? Kalau hari ni I jatuh, I sakit, I nangis. I balik rumah, I rehat. Right? You rasa you tak boleh bangun lagi. Tapi untuk saya, that's just one chapter of my life. And because I'm so passionate about my own brand and my own business and my own journey, I will not give up. And so because I have that much of a passion, I have patience to see. And that's why I say, Cap City ni dah 10 tahun. Ramai tak tahu. Right? So it's not overnight success. And I just wanted to see things through lah. I wanted to see things to happen. You know, like I refuse to believe that that was the end of the book. I refuse to think that that's the end of the movie. I refuse to think like that. I insist that there will be season 2. Right? Like if you guys watch Netflix, there's season 2, season 3. Every movie you watch, there's an ending, but what happens after the ending, dia orang tak bagi kita nampak, betul tak? So for me, it's like, okay, so this is the end, right? But I can always come back in season 2, and I can make my own story an interesting one. So, but you need to have enough passion to see it happen. Make sense?
Makes sense. No, because I dulu pun pernah nak try buka bisnes sendiri lah, like small but macam mungkin tak ada yang macam I tak ada yang you ada, you know, passion lah. I tak ada benda tu, so I fikir just like, oh tak boleh, then I just stop. Macam tu.
Yeah. For me, if you continue, it's gonna hurt. If you quit, it's going to hurt. So, which poison are you picking?
Maybe continue lah. Kalau
Dua-dua sakit.
yeah, but
So
kalau continue
you have to
sakit,
you have to make a decision which pill do you want to take, because they're both poison anyway, because they're both gonna hurt you. Kalau you give up, you akan mungkin menyesal satu hari nanti.
yeah.
Kalau you sambung pun you rasa macam mana I nak sambung ni, susah juga. So you have to make a decision lah and live with it with no regrets. Yeah.
I ada perasan you punya TikTok yang pasal music video.
Yang mana?
Music video yang latest, the latest one. So music video yang you buat tu, actually you follow I know you memang minat hip hop, you pun memang raised born in hip hop, right? Then and I nampak macam dalam video tu you ada mention pasal now punya isu pasal Palestine punya macam pasal masjid, church. So for you, mana you dapat inspiration for do the bars or the lyrics?
Okay, so basically that's that verse that you see, that video, it's a verse that I wrote many years ago, like maybe 2017, 2018. It was a song with few other Malaysian rappers. So lagu asal tu dari Hong Kong actually. Yeah, it's from a Hong Kong music rap group. So dia minta a few selected rappers dekat Malaysia ni untuk rap lah dekat lagu ni. And that time I was writing for, it's basically to express how I feel lah. You know, like if you ask me where did I get the inspiration from, so it's really from whatever that's happening today lah. And it's still happening today. It's just that on a different context lah.
Yeah.
Time tu I tulis tu actually, it was to express the Hong Kong situation with China. And that's why I also wrote it in a caption that like this was something that I wrote years before. But I feel like it still relates to whatever that's happening today with Palestine.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the best way to express myself, was through something that I've already done lah. Yeah.
Do you think apa yang you dah dengan Cap City ni, what do you wish, apa yang you wish lagi dekat Cap City for the future? Do you want?
Of course, I have ambitions for the brand, for it to grow, to be international, to be global brand one day. But for me, more importantly, is what are we gonna do today? Yeah, like kalau korang betul-betul fikir kan, time sebelum COVID happen, sebelum pandemic, everyone had like 5-year plan, 10 years plan, super big dreams, and then once the pandemic hit,
Gone.
all the plans are out the window, right? So that kind of helped me be more present, like to care more of the now than the future. Because if you take care of the now, the future will take care of itself. Betul. So it's always nice and like to have dreams, you know? But everyone here has a dream. But most people don't want to do the work today. Fikir dream tu shock.
Yeah.
Kan? Share dengan member, aku nak buka ni, wah one day brand aku nak macam ni, nak macam tu. But it's not up to you to say. It's up to you to do the work. Then the universe will work around it. So I don't have like a very solid plan to your answer, like what do I want Cap City to be. But I know if today we continue to do good work, if we today continue to care for our customers, we can only go higher. And how high, I'll let the universe take us lah.
So right now you say that you wish Cap City will go international. So do you have any international friends right now?
Friends or fans?
Fans.
I do. Not a lot, but yeah, we're working on it.
But they still buy Cap City products, right?
Yes, yes.
And what do you feel when they buy products from Malaysia, even though they're not from Malaysia?
Oh, I got goosebumps when you say that. It means a lot because ramai Malaysian yang tak support local lagi. Dia rasa local brand tu tak best, quality mesti pecah and barai. And the worst thing is that Malaysians will tell you like, oh, I cannot wear a KL cap because I'm not from KL. But they can wear a New York cap.
Yeah.
So when like we do have a lot of fans from Singapore. So when Singaporeans buy KL cap, it's like, what's your reason now? Apa alasan anda sekarang? Oh, tapi dia orang Singaporean. You know, like so. To your question, how do I feel when international or other country people buy our brand is really a very proud thing lah. Yeah. And I also like just to share with you guys when we spoke to one of Singapore punya retailer lah, dia ada kedai, and we wanted to sell our caps in his store, and he said Singaporeans will not buy your caps because they are all Malaysian designs.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess, but first, I mean, it makes sense, but then the result says otherwise.
Yeah.
Singaporeans were buying KL, they were buying N9, they were buying Saga. So sometimes it's best not to be too logical, you know?
Yeah.
Because if we can wear, why do we wear an NY cap? Because we think it's cool. So I guess in that sense, if you're cool enough, people will wear whatever your brand comes out with lah.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I nak tahu maybe ramai orang kenal you daripada payung Jumaat. Yeah. So mana you dapat idea untuk buat payung Jumaat?
So we at that time kita baru start viral dekat TikTok. So I said, you know what? It was me and Liang. Liang has worked with me for 9 years now. Dah 9 tahun dia ikut I. And to be honest, at that time when we went viral on TikTok, kita belum succeed lagi lah, boleh kata macam tu. Kita belum succeed lagi. So we were still looking for things to try. And that was really after we fell. We closed our stores in 2018 and 19, and then it was pandemic. And then we started to design our own caps, and we stopped bringing in international brands. So at that time, we were at a place where we wanted to try new things. We were very curious of everything. TikTok, what will work, what content will work, what will be fun, what will be nice, what will make people happy. And I said, why not let's put a cap in front of the door and we post a TikTok and let's just see if anyone comes. So itulah first kita punya payung Jumaat. Time tu kita belum panggil dia payung Jumaat lagi lah. We just said, siapa cepat dia dapat, jangan cakap abang tak payung.
Yeah.
I remember asking Liang as well. I said, Liang, is there? Because in my head there was this line, jangan cakap abang tak payung. I said, is it a thing? He said, yeah, I think people do say that here and there. It's quite a slang lah. So I said, okay, lah. We will do a giveaway. At that time we call it giveaway. Just like every brand will call it giveaway. So we said, let's do a giveaway, and then I'll end the video saying, siapa cepat dia dapat, jangan cakap abang tak payung. And we posted it. And then we went back and do our own work. So it was just hanging in front of our door. And then 12 minutes later, someone pressed the bell. And then me and Liang was like, wow, you rasa ni customer biasa ke? Customer yang datang ambil topi tu. And then we went and opened the door, and he said, boleh ambil ke ni? And both of us started shouting, screaming. I was like, what? You know? And then he was very happy, and then we were happy. We were celebrating, the three of us. It was just him, me, and Liang. I didn't even record the video. So from that Friday when we started that one, we were fulfilled. We found fulfillment, satisfaction. Like, oh my God, we made someone so happy and it made us happy. And we decided to do it again next Friday. And then, and again, and we do it again and again and again. And then I saw I'm not sure if you guys saw the latest video where it was me hanging the cap on the tiang lampu. And then after that, the next second, it was like a lot of people coming. Yeah, and then it just slowly, step by step, it snowballed into this whole movement. Dia dah jadi satu movement basically. And we wanted to do it because, number one, it allowed us to connect with our fans. Number two, it is a way for us to appreciate them and give back. And of course, number 3 and 4 and 5 is all just, it's just a good thing to do. Like I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do it, you know, because it builds a community lah. Sekarang orang yang datang payung Jumaat ni bukan demi topi sahaja dah. Ramai yang datang sebenarnya tak dapat apa pun, dia orang happy. I nak datang bergambar dengan Nigel sahaja. I nak datang sahaja. I nak merasakan energy tu. It's already a movement where, because someone was like in the comment section saying like, lah benda percuma mesti ramai. Tapi ramai brand juga nak try benda ni tapi tak jadi. And ramai nak try sebab dia dah nampak hasil tu, dia nak tiru. Tapi sebabkan dia tak ikhlas, benda tu tak konsisten. Dia pergi 2 kali, 3 kali, 4 kali dia buat. Okay, ada orang tapi dia maybe tak viral. So, ataupun dia nampak macam tak untung pun, benda ni rugi sebab nak bagi kan. So, banyak orang try tapi dah stop. So, for us, I think if you ever, have you guys come to Payung Jumaat? Never? Maybe you guys should come and chase me one day. And then you guys get to really feel the energy yang kita provide. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Everyone will just start giving things, like not give things to say, but take care of each other. Kita ada sekali kita buat dekat Bukit Ampang.
That time hujan.
Hujan. Dia orang tunggu sejak pagi, basah habis. Tapi dia orang tetap tunggu bawah pokok. And they all took care of each other.
Dan dengan dia yang jalan kaki.
Yes. So when we arrived, they started like chasing us, and it's a beautiful thing. It's one of a very fulfilling thing lah. It's a very beautiful thing. So it's more than just the cap. Really, it's more than the cap. A lot of these people who come for Payung Jumaat, actually, bukan diorang tak ada duit nak beli pun. Diorang beli pun. Ramai yang regular customer juga. Tapi diorang nak kerja juga. Diorang nak hadir juga masa Payung Jumaat. Because it's a movement that they are proud of. They want to be part of. Yeah.
Okay, I nak tanya, since I dengan dia, kita orang ada nak try buka bisnes for baju. So I nak tahu macam mana you manage you punya business and how do you keep your business consistent until now?
How do I keep my business consistent? By showing up to work every day. Hey, don't laugh about it, because I know a lot of people who started their own company or brand and they don't want to do the work. Don't be surprised. Ramai I kenal bosses yang I 8 bulan tak masuk office. Aku macam
wow.
Sekarang ni macam mana ni? Aku tak tahu nak, you know, like, is it a so for my advice is start a business because you care. You know? Because you want to sell a product to customers that you care. A lot of people don't care about their customers. They don't care about the products. They only care for themselves. I want to be successful. I want to be like who and who. I want to be international. It's always about me. It should be about them. What I'm doing, this product yang aku create ni, aku bangga tak? Bila orang dapat ni, dia bangga tak? Dia happy tak? You know? And when you start thinking about them, you don't have so much time to rest, I suppose, because you feel responsible.
Yeah.
You're responsible. So to your question, like if you want to start a brand or start a business, how do you keep consistent? It really is just showing up for work, bro, because I show up every day at work, every day. No Christmas, no Deepavali, no Hari Raya, no Chinese New Year, no weekends, no family dinners. And this is the part that a lot of people don't see. That the sacrifices that you have to make to be the leader or to be the boss. Ramai nak jadi boss sebab diorang nak goyang kaki. Diorang ingat boleh untung banyak.
Yeah.
Tapi apa yang diorang tak faham adalah from 9 to 5, right? You work a 9 to 5 job. At least you still have a 9 to 5. If you start being your own boss, it's 24/7. Bila you buka mata sahaja, you dah start working dah. Sampai you tidur. Right? And there are a lot of times you have to sacrifice your friends. You have to sacrifice your family in order for you to really be great. If you guys want to be great. If you guys just want to have a normal business, cukup makan, okay lah. Boleh je, you boleh rehat. But if you really want to be the greatest, you have to
Sacrifice.
And for me, I'm not settling to be normal. I'm not settling to be a normal brand who's just going to be here for the next 5 years and you guys will forget about me or the brand. I'm here to make all of us proud, And if you have that kind of ambition, that kind of drive, it takes a lot of work. Yeah.
So macam maybe sometimes kebanyakan lah ada pakcik-makcik cakap kan, always kenapa pakai cap, nanti cepat botak, then dia cakap rambut gugur lah atau dahi senang sampai berkelakang lah. So for you lah kan, I ada perasan dia punya one video yang dia cakap you pakai cap dah lama, and then you potong rambut pun maybe dalam 2 weeks once sekali kan.
Yeah.
So actually sampai sekarang ada lagi yang macam cakap benda tu, why pakai cap. So actually cap ni for you, is it a culture for macam certain orang pakai cap untuk I'm a hip hop, then I must wear cap lah. Then sometimes ada orang yang cakap maybe I pakai cap untuk just personality. For you cap ni untuk macam apa sebenarnya yang ni?
I think over time it changes why I wear a cap. I guess I don't know why Malaysians overthink so much about wearing a cap. Kalau you pergi mana-mana sajalah, Jepun ke, Korea ke, America ke, if you go for a baseball game, everyone wears a hat to support the team. And they don't think so much whether if I'm hip hop or not. Like nenek pun pakai, kan, atuk pun pakai. The whole family go out for a family outing, dia orang pakai topi sebab nak support team yang dia orang suka. So from there, it's like, if you look at it from that perspective, it's like, why are we overthinking should I wear a cap? And if I'm fashionable enough, if I'm hip hop enough to wear a cap, like, this is the conversation that I hope through Cap City we get to change the mindset. So untuk saya senang saja. Kenapa saya pakai topi? Sebab aku nak jadi lain dari lain, right? Time tu my friends, they were all into like hairstyles, dia orang nak potong rambut macam mana, nak dye colour apa. I tak suka sebab semua orang sama. So aku pakai topi. And on top of that, sebab aku suka the whole hip hop culture lah, of course. So that's just that. And then along the years, it just become a thing that like, oh, I'm a cap guy. But I just feel like people overthink about wearing a cap. It's like, do you even overthink if you should wear a watch? You don't, right?
No.
Yeah. Some people prefer wearing a watch. Some people don't prefer wearing a watch. You're not wearing a one?
Yeah.
Why? Takut tangan nanti penat ke?
No.
Kan? So it's like, sometimes when people ask me, why cap? It's like, I don't understand the question actually. Betul tak? Cap ni benda bukan untuk a specific group of people pun actually. right? Have you gone to a football game? Orang pakai cap je sebab nak support team tu je.
Yeah.
So for us, every cap tells a story, and of course the base of it is state caps. You're from KL, you're from N9, you're from Alostar, JB. So it's just something. It's an accessory as well.
Yeah.
It's personality, like you say. At the same time, it's to represent where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dah mention pasal hip hop culture. So for bagi you lah kan, for you apa you punya pendapat daripada hip hop yang dulu and now? You punya macam maybe ada yang lain or still sama ke for you?
I think it's the same in a good way. It hasn't changed much. Of course, there are taste wise dia ada tukar sikit kan, tapi fashion, everything changes, changes, including us. Every 7 years our body change. It's just that we don't realize it. Everything changes around us. The food that we consume, the content that we consume, the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we, last time dulu sebelum ada handphone kita makan je, tapi sekarang kita makan kena ada YouTube. So nothing much change. You're still eating, but with a YouTube in front of you.
Yeah.
So going back to your question, hip hop, like, did it change? Did it not change? I think it's the same thing. It's just the ways of how we execute it is different. But the core is the same. Yeah.
Okay, for you punya, I nak tanya pasal line up you. Kan you ada buat for each state semua tu kan? I nak just tanya je lah. You ada, sebab I actually bila I tengok every states punya topi kan, I just tanya, oh Sabah tak ada ke? So I just keep on tertanya, dia tak nak keluarkan Sabah, dia tak nak keluarkan Sabah.
Actually ada, Sabah dah keluar pun. Yeah, ada satu design kita panggil S-Wave, and it's for Sabah actually. Yeah, kat tepi kita ada Land Below the Wind. Yeah, you can check it out. It's already out. Yeah. So just to share with you guys, state caps, we have like Sabah, N9, Alostar, JB, Penang, Sarawak. Some we go with capital city lah, not all states, right? KL, we've done one for Singapore, and we have a few more coming, Melaka, hopefully. Yeah. Sebab ramai juga customer dari Melaka tengah bising ni. Melaka bila. So eventually the goal is to make one for every state lah. Yeah.
So I nak tanya, macam mana you jaga you punya topi? You pakai everyday kan? Sebab kalau ada wet stain semua sekarang. Macam mana benda tu you boleh cuci ke?
Boleh.
I actually takut sebenarnya nak cuci.
Boleh je hantar dekat Cap City, kita tolong cucikan. Kita boleh tolong cucikan. Tapi boleh, kita ada buat video tutorial juga macam mana cuci cap. So korang boleh tengok lah dekat TikTok saya nanti.
Do you think right now more people are wearing caps compared to like way before?
Yes.
And do you think like Cap City is one of the reason why people are interested in caps? Because for me myself, dulu I tak interested langsung in caps. But after I start looking at Cap City punya cap and everything, I start to be more interested in it.
I would love to believe we play a role. I love to believe that we contributed. I remember I was telling a friend, this was when I first started 2013 lah, 10 years ago. I said I want to start a cap store. And then my friend and I was walking in Subang. He's like, but bro, nobody wears cap here. And my question to him is, nobody is wearing a cap. No one is wearing a cap is because nobody is selling them. So sometimes you really just need to see things through and have enough passion. Yeah, just be a bit naive to believe that you can pave the way. And I believe that Cap City has paved the way. But of course, with a very pricey cost lah, Yeah. The ones who are always walking in front, yang langgar tu yang terpaling sakit lah. But it's okay. I think it's fulfilling to hear that now you're interested.
Yeah.
even if it's one person, I'm very, very happy that like, oh my God, you are now now interested in caps because of us, which is great. And I want to change that mindset. Like, you don't have to wear, say you're from JB, you don't really need to wear a JB cap. Of course you should, and you should be proud of where you're from. That's the core of Cap City.
Yeah.
We should be proud of where we're from and who we are, right? During my time, maybe it was a different time, but we always look outside. What's happening in the US? Oh, one day I nak juga pergi US. Kalau kat sini macam tak jadi. But as I grow older, I learned that like you can be very successful even if you're not from US. I even sometimes, this was when I was really young, really kid. I was like, oh, how come I wasn't born in the US? You know, just we always feel like the US is the place to be.
Yeah.
US is the way to go. Aku nak sampai sana juga. Tak, actually, if you can be the king of your own little town, it's good enough, right? And I think this is a lot of people want to be big, and they overvalue the amount of people. Right? I always tell my team, we need to take care of that 100 customers first. But most people don't want to because it's 100 juga. They undervalue 100 and overvalue 10,000, 100,000 people. Everyone wants, I want 100,000 customers. I want 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
But have you taken care of your 100 followers or not? Have you taken care of that 100 customers or not? Right? So for us, it's always like, how do we be the talk of the town rather than I want to be the talk of the whole world? It's almost like you need to learn how to crawl before you can walk, and learn how to walk before you can run. And for us, it's like, when we first started, it's like, how do we take care of the 100 people? Making sure that the 100 people are taken care of and they care for what we do. Work that matters. Selalu kita fikir pasal sendiri saja.
Yeah.
Oh, I nak buat ni sebab dia nampak US, dia nampak international. Tapi itu untuk you je. You're not thinking for your people, your friends. You know?
Yeah.
So, if you take care of the first 100 people, and the 100 people will take care of you.
So macam you mention lah kan, ramai orang cakap US macam mana nak cakap, US ni dia macam the main place in the world.
Like US ni macam everything.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, it's shoes, t-shirt. Yeah, kan? So for you, and I want to ask you, maybe Cap City for next project, ada ke macam nak keluarkan shoes, bomber jacket, ya macam ni lah.
Ada, tapi dia tak akan jadi kita punya core. Faham tak? Sebab branding pun Cap City.
Yeah.
Kan? So, kita nak keluarkan produk-produk lain. Macam sekarang kita ada tote bag, kita ada backpack, kita ada brush, kita ada scarf, kita ada baju. So, of course, we want to try different things, but those will not be our core because we know who we are. And we want to be the specialist when it comes to headwear. Like, it's better to be known for one thing than to be doing everything and be known for nothing. Yeah. And I think, again, going back to what I said about the 100 people and 100,000 people, like, the more comfortable you are with enough, you don't have to worry how noisy the world is. So I'm very comfortable with me just being the cap guy, Abang Topi, instead of Abang Famous. Abang Famous sebab apa? Tak tahu dia sebab dia famous kot. Faham tak?
Yeah.
Abang Topi dia siapa? Oh, dia jual topi. Oh, dia mesti pakai topi. Oh, dia dah collect topi. Oh, dia jual topi. Oh, dia topi. Okay, Abang Topi. Aku ingat dia.
Yeah.
right? Rather to be abang famous. Famous untuk apa? Kalau I tak kenal you cakap dengan, dia abang famous tu. Famous pasal apa? Tak tahu tu dia banyak follower kot.
Famous, just famous lah.
Dia famous lah. So that's not who I'm trying to be, and so same goes to the brand. We of course we want to try do different products, but we know who we are, and to compete with all the other clothing brands, it's not that I don't want to or I'm scared of losing, but it's just like everyone has a place in this place. You just need to find your place. Instead of doing the same thing like everyone's doing. Oh, dia keluar bomber jacket, aku pun nak keluar bomber jacket. Dia keluar hitam, aku keluar kuning. Dia ada 2 pocket, aku ada 3 pocket. Like, it's almost childish.
Yeah.
Oh, dia guna biasa je material dia, kita guna leather. It's all ego talking, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you really good at? Why are you letting that brand dictate what you're doing next? Sebabkan dia dah keluar seluar macam ni. Wah, dia ada boxer. Kita kena keluar stocking. Like, you're making up a battle with another brand for no reason. You should spend more time thinking about who you are and who are your customers and how do you make something so good that the customers are so happy to buy it from you. That should be more of the important question when you guys start thinking about starting a business or a brand. Jangan tengok apa yang orang lain tengah buat. Sebab time aku buat tu, tak ada orang pun buat topi. And then now it's a thing, you know? And then now there are also cap brands out there, which is fine because I inspire them to do it. They see there's a potential in making money. But how long will that last? We'll never know.
So, macam kalau macam you kan, rebranding untuk macam from the, alright, this example macam Nike, right? Before the tulis Nike, dia nama lama, if I'm not mistaken, ribbon.
Blue ribbon.
Yeah, blue ribbon, right?
Yeah.
Then now Nike.
Yeah.
So if macam Cap City nak tukar nama, what the name? What the name is?
I don't think there is a need to change the name for now. We're very happy with Cap City.
Yeah.
The reason why Nike changed the name from the Blue Ribbon was because they were a distributor for Onitsuka Tiger. Yeah. So it was so the story dia actually sangat-sangat inspiring. And I must say, it inspired us to start Cap City. Diorang actually, Nike started as Phil Knight is the founder and he's actually a salesman. So he somehow managed to get a distribution deal from Onitsuka Tiger, and then he brought it back to sell in the US. And then there were a lot of dramas, a lot of problem, and then he slowly had a little more confidence, and he didn't want to carry Onitsuka Tiger anymore, and then he started his own brand, and then he changed it to Nike. So for me, it's the same. Like Cap City used to sell international brands, and then we decided to make our own caps. It's just that the difference between Nike and us is that we didn't change the name; they changed the name. Yeah.
Dari dulu lagi, you've been passionate about caps.
Yeah.
But were there times where you lose interest in caps?
No. No. Yeah.
So you memang minat cap dari kecil?
Yeah. Dari kecil. Since I was 14, I started collecting caps. And I have more than 300 caps right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You collect cap? Contoh cap yang you collect tu?
Cap mana?
Cap yang you collect.
Oh, yang I collect tu.
beli.
I ada simpan dekat luggage bag sekarang.
Oh.
Yeah. Dengan satu ice box. Kita letak semua topi dalam.
Wow. Wow.
But cap ni sebenarnya sekarang lah, dia dah jadi satu tools. It is a canvas for us to tell our story. It's not so much about the product anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, the product is still number one and is still our priority, but what's more important is what story can we tell with this cap? You know? because of CAPS, now I'm here in this podcast and I am, I guess, an inspiring entrepreneur for you guys. So, dia cuma satu vehicle, satu kereta, satu transport untuk yang apa yang kita betul-betul nak menyampaikan. Which is be proud of who you are, no matter where you're from. And if I can do it, you can do it. And that's more of like what we really want to, I guess, send out, right? Like to touch lives and change conversations, change the world, if you will. It's what we want to do at the end of the day, which is more important than the cap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, actually for me, cap ni bukan just cap. For me, cap is our memories from the previous, maybe macam childhood, maybe macam right. You understand, right?
I know what you mean. Like we always say every cap has a story.
Yeah.
So kalau if I bring out my 300 caps, I can tell you this cap I beli dekat mana, time tu I dengan siapa, ini gift dari siapa. You know, I wore this for 16 baris, I wore this for this, I wore this for that. I remember this one, I lost it and I got another one, and then like there's stories, and I feel like for us, stories is always the most important thing because stories is what connect us. You know, stories are what connect us. You know what separates us from like animals? Animals cannot communicate and share stories, but we humans can.
Yeah.
And why we get connected as a nation or just as friends is because of stories that we can tell. So for us, it's always about the story.
Yeah. So macam, and you had mentioned 16 baris, right? So 16 baris, everyone know who is the main of 16 baris, Joe Flizzo, right? Mr. President. So I nak tahu macam mana you boleh how you rapat dengan dia. It means macam you ada bagi dia cap, right? So macam mana you boleh rapat dengan contact dia. So
actually I dah lama kenal Joe. Sebab sebelum ni I ada join. Actually, how do I know him? I'm trying to backtrack. Neighbours. Not really. Actually, sebelum ni I ada seorang mentor, nama dia Point Blank. So dia dari group Poetic Emo. I'm not sure if you guys know the group. It's one of the earlier groups, I think around the same time with Too Fat. So Poetic Emo ni ada 4 orang ke 5. And one of the rapper dalam tu adalah mentor saya. So dia yang introduce saya pada Joe Flizzo. So we're talking about 15 years ago. But at that time I was a kid lah. So mungkin time tu dia tak kenal aku siapa lagi. Tapi over the years that I've been in the industry, dekat event, dekat mana-mana kita jumpa. And then, you know, we get to know each other lah. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
So sebab sekarang a lot of young people, they're trying to like create their own brand. So but still there are a lot of people, diorang macam tak nak buat design that's related to Malaysia. So do you think that it's important for young people like us to like promote our culture to the world?
I won't judge them by saying like they should or they shouldn't. It's a choice. But if you ask me, like personally, I think it's good lah. At least because it's who we are. I feel like Malaysians should not shy from who we really are. I think we have a very beautiful culture. We're so rich in culture. You know, different races. And we still get to sit together, eat together, live together. I think it's a beautiful thing that we always say it, but we don't really value it. You know what I mean? And I think I start to see more brands being like embracing their own culture more, like Malaysian culture more. And I think it's a good thing. But to those who don't want to, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you and say it's not good. But we should start thinking about it, and I think it's good that you bring that up and we start changing the conversation again. And I hope Cap City actually get to inspire more people to be more local as well. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Indonesian market, but Indonesia is very strong with their local brands.
Yeah.
They are very proud. And when I went to Japan as well, I'm like, wow, these local brands are like, orang betul-betul beratur untuk dia orang punya brand. But we are like, for us, we are like, oh, but they're Japanese. But to the Japanese, they don't think like that. Dia orang takkan fikir, oh sebab kita Japanese kan, so kita kena support juga. Faham tak? Dari luar kita nampak orang Jepun beratur untuk dia orang punya local brand. Kita rasa oh mestilah sebab dia brand Jepun. Tapi untuk orang Jepun yang beratur tu, dia tak akan fikir macam tu. Dia akan fikir local brand mah. Kita kena support. Faham tak? They are proud of who they are and what their people have done. So they support. Same goes to Indonesian. And I think Malaysia should keep up. Should catch up on that.
So for our last question, what do you have to say, like motivational quotes or anything for the young people that's trying to like create their own brand that's related to Malaysian culture?
It's related to Malaysian culture.
Yeah.
I think they first have to find out who they really are first. Right? I don't mean to be so deep and philosophical, but if you don't even know who you are, then how are you gonna embrace the Malaysian culture?
Meaning like they have to like do more research about Malaysian culture?
Or they need to do more research on themselves first. Learn about themselves. I still see people like, bila orang buat local brand ke apa kan, ada juga orang yang akan komen, cringe, lame. But like, what are you doing for yourself? Before you start putting out words like that to discourage people, you know?
Yeah.
Do you dapat ke benda-benda yang discourage you?
Oh, of course, all the time.
All the time. Until now.
Yeah. Mesti ada punya. Benda tu you kena accept. Like, you cannot just pick the good comments and ignore the bad. I see them. I just don't let it affect me. You know? So, but to your question, like, I think people should just slowly find out who they really are. Understand who they really are. What are they here for? And then once they find the purpose, then they know what to do lah. Because you ask them to go research about Malaysian culture, they probably think like it's such a boring assignment, they won't do it.
That's true.
But if you ask them to find out more about themselves first, like who are you aside from your name? Your name doesn't define who you are. Who you are defines who you are. You know what I mean? What are you here for? So for me, like I know very well that like my purpose is here to change the conversation, right? To change the norm, to challenge the status quo, and like do something different and pave the way so that others can like somewhat be inspired. I wouldn't say follow, but inspired to do something. And I think we've sort of managed to do that. Yeah.
All right. So, thank you for coming here today.
You're welcome.
Such an honor.
Thank you.
All right. Anything? Ada apa? So,
I think that's all for today. I dah tak tahu nak tanya apa.
alright. So, that's all. Alright.
Okay. Minta maaf ya, saya tak sangka ada ramai. Tapi jangan cakap.
Abang tak payung.
Ya, korang untuk korang ni.
Thank you, Nigel.
Korang siapa ambil saya tak tahu. Tapi I bawa 2 je sebab I tak sangka ramai sangat hari ni. Ya.
You ambil lah, you lead.
Sila.
My first Cap City cap.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Thank you, Nigel.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Oof.
Rolling.
Alright. Welcome guys. sorry.
Punya kamera sini.
Alright.
And 2 kamera sini.
Alright.
Breathe. Alright guys, welcome to our podcast.
Alright guys, welcome to
Okay.